Yo, what's going on? Mike from Mike Talk Sports. Everybody in the MMA world at the moment is wondering who is Valentine Woodburn, the late replacement fighter for Tresean Gore, who's going to step up to fight Bo Nickel. Well, today I watched 3 of his recent fights in order to determine who is Valentine Woodburn and does he have a chance against Bo Nickel. So Val Woodburn is a 7-0 prospect. He's 5'8" and he's 29 years old in the 185-pound division. He's a guy who fights out of Combat Night Promotion, which is a promotion based in Florida. Now, he is the champion at 185 in that promotion ever since 2020, and he currently fights at Extreme Couture in Las Vegas with Chris Curtis and company. Now, the first thing you'll notice about Val Woodburn when you watch him fight is obviously that frame at 185. He's 5'8", so he's very small for the division, but he's very powerful. He has a very low center of gravity, and he's very rocked up. He's a very strong guy out there. The first fight I'm going to be detailing for this video is Val Woodburn against Wesley Almeida. To me, this is the most significant fight, as this is the most recent fight I could find video footage of. Wesley Almeida is 17-9, so he's the most experienced guy that Val Woodburn has ever faced in his career. And Wesley Almeida is a guy who is a BJJ black belt, so very dangerous on the ground. And right away, you could tell Wesley Almeida wanted nothing to do with Val Woodburn on the feet, and he was trying to get the fight to the ground, which he really could not do. Woodburn did a very good job at reversing position in the clinch consistently in this fight. Woodburn, again, he looked very strong in the clinch, but he's somewhat gassed out after a round and a half. He has a very big right hand, and he consistently tries to find that big right hand, which he consistently found in the first round and a half in this fight. But as I just said, he's somewhat gassed as he had his opponent significantly stunned and he almost put him out, but when he couldn't finish him, he kind of emptied the entire gas tank trying to finish him. And so in the third round, it was more of a clinch fight. And as you could tell with Val Woodburn and basically a lot of lower promotion fights, the majority of the fights happen in the clinch, which is obviously very annoying. It's not very aesthetically pleasing to watch. But nonetheless, Val Woodburn in this fight displayed really nice work in the clinch, nice technique in the clinch, along with strength and overall fight IQ, and he's a guy who knows the second the fight gets out of the grappling sequences, he needs to try to finish the fight again, and he's going to try to finish it by that big right hand. He's not somebody who has a crazy amount of diversity in his strikes. He doesn't even throw his left hand out there that much. He is going to stand from orthodox, so he will throw some left hand jabs out there, but it's more so to set up that big right hand, whether it is the overhand, whether it is a hook to the body, a hook to the head, especially that right straight as well. Then after this fight, I watched the Miles Amos fight. Miles Amos is a 5-3 MMA fighter, and man, there was a lot of clinch work in this fight too. Again, really solid clinch technique from Val Woodburn in this fight. He would not initiate the clinch, but he would consistently survive in it, and he would even reverse position up against the cage. Now, in the second round, something I love out of Val Woodburn, he knew this was going to be a very grappling heavy fight, and this was proven in the first round. So in the second round, he knew, hey, I don't know how many striking exchanges there is going to be in this fight, so let me try to knock him out in the first couple seconds of the second round. And that's exactly what he did. He came charging forward in the second round. He landed a huge overhand right and TKO ground and pounded his opponent with a bunch of straight rights on the ground to finish the fight. So really good fight IQ and finishability showed in this fight for Val Woodburn. Then the last fight I saw out of Val Woodburn was the Julian Birch fight. Now, this fight was an amateur bout, and Julian Birch is actually an 0-0 professional fighter, so he's never fought professionally, but he does have a bunch of amateur experience. And you can tell Julian Birch is a wrestler, as right away in the fight, he shot a takedown, and he landed the takedown, but he had zero control time whatsoever as Val shot right back up to his feet, right into the clinch, where Val landed some really nice short right hand shots, and he also landed a couple more elbows while stuffing some takedowns. And at the end of the round, he actually landed a really nice takedown right into side control. And right as he got into side control, he shot a Kimura right away, which was very impressive right when that first round was over. Now, I do think he would have gotten that Kimura if the bell did not ring, but the bell rung. They went to the corner after the first round, and you could tell his opponent, Julian Birch, was visibly damaged from those elbows and from those short right-hand shots, and he actually was retired in the corner, so it was counted as a TKO victory for Woodburn. All in all, Woodburn shows some really nice strength in the clinch in his fights, in a big overhand right, and just a big right hand in general. Do I think Val can end up winning some fights in the UFC? I do, if he faces a guy who's not so much technical on the feet and is more of a grappler, but is not the grappling artist that a Bo Nickal is. I think Val Woodburn could do a good job at using his strong frame, his low center of gravity to stuff some takedowns, have the fight play out on the feet, and land some big right-hand shots. But do I think he can beat Bo Nickal? I honestly don't. Bo Nickal is just in a different universe in terms of grappling that Val Woodburn has never seen before. I envision Bo Nickal just being way too explosive and athletic in there for Val to keep up. I think he's going to be able to get Val to the ground pretty easily, where I envision the fight being stopped via a triangle choke in the first round. Thanks for listening, guys. Let me know in the comment section below, what are your thoughts on Val Woodburn? And shout out to him for being a late replacement fight. Takes a lot of balls to step up against an absolute killer. So I absolutely have a tremendous amount of respect for Val Woodburn, and I hope the UFC gives him a solid shot after saving this card. Again, thanks for listening, guys.